So this is what I got for you. Everyone here today will get this right now. And if you're not watching live, you're not getting it. Unless you're part of the coaching, then we'll give it to you. So I'm going to just dump it in here. It's a white paper that we just finished. We finished it about a week ago, but there were some spelling errors. So we just fixed it up. Take a look at it. That's what we're going to go over today, because I know you've been paying attention to the news, because I had two conversations this weekend with two people that I sold a home to a while back. And both of those conversations revolved around the banks and everything that's happening there. The first assumption that was made by them, and this is why they called me. One of them owns 24 homes and was like, "What's happening, Tristan?" And he said, "Tristan, I'm assuming the interest rates are just going to skyrocket and go through the roof now, right? They were kind of fidgeting in the sevens. Now they're going to be 8 or 9, right?" And similar conversation with the other guy. And no, the answer is no. They're actually going the opposite. What happens is when the economy, Mark made it. Mark, what's up?
Yo, what's going on?
When the economy starts getting rough, where we get into a recession, or you see something similar that's happening to the atmosphere right now, the economic atmosphere with banks, is investors, they go into what's trusted, and typically that's the bond market, and they invest heavily in the 10-year Treasury bond. And because that just happened, what happened is you saw the rates drop dramatically, and they went from, I think they were in the sevens, low sevens in some cases, high sixes, to now low sixes. I had one bank quote Jacob high fives, and also another one of our agents in Long Beach, 5.875. So what we're going to see is the opposite happen. This is what I'm telling my clients. This is what happens all through history. And that's interest rates will continue to go down. And I don't know if the Fed's going to keep the rate, the regular rate, this is outside the mortgage rate, at where it's at, right? Not increase it, or it may decrease it a little bit. I don't know. But we'll see in the next few days. But we are seeing interest rates drop dramatically, and that's something that's probably going to continue to happen for the next few weeks. So with that, Mark, I'm going to share my screen with you. We're going to go over this. Why open house? And I shared it into the chat. So you may not have it, but I did text it over to you.
Sweet.
This one. Why open houses still matter in a digital real estate world. And look, if interest rates are dropping, that means more buyers, because you've seen we have two challenges right now. Interest rates are so high, affordability is an issue. And number two, there just isn't enough inventory, right? There's no way that any of us three here would sell our home to buy another one at the current rate. There's just no way. We're not crazy. So same thing with the sellers, right? And so let's, that's right. So Lynn brings up a good question, and then we'll go into the open house home. But SVB closed largely due to the imbalance of what they bought, the bond and versus the low interest rates. Correct. That is exactly what happened. But what happens is, because investors heavily invest in banks and stocks in general, they jump out of those and they invest in the Treasury bonds. What happened with SVB is that they were buying mortgage-backed securities as well. And that was the bigger problem right there. So what we see is, though, investors will jump in typically into the bond market as a whole. And that's what drives the mortgage rates down, because they're typically tied to the 10-year Treasury bond. So here, we're going to start this off. This is what we're giving you if you're here. We've given this to you for free. If you're not here and watching this as a replay, you probably won't get it. But here are some stats. These stats are always surprising to me. These are newer, and I don't think it's changed, and it's only going to increase as we get more buyers into this market. 2% of all buyers visited open houses as their first step in the home buying process. Yes, that's very low. But think about this. 2%, out of those 2%, you're going to have a much higher ratio of those that are actually ready because they took the steps to go see a home in person, right? Versus everybody else going online first. When you typically look at an online buyer, they're 8 to 12 months out at least when looking into a home to buy, to actually make that purchase. When I purchased my home here, I started looking a year and a half before. Like that's nuts. A year and a half before. And so when you're already looking at open houses, it's just that you're just that much closer to making a move. So even though it's a smaller number, know that they're just more serious. They're down the funnel. 41% of buyers found information for their home search from open houses. That means I want to take a look at what the area is like. I want to get a feel for the home. 4% of buyers found the homes they bought from open house signs. That's always nuts to me. That means 4 out of 100, guys. That means 1 out of 25 people. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. Signage, it's important.
Dude. Right. And yeah, I go into that at the end. But like, as you're reading these stats, to me, they're amazing because they're actual stats from NAR. Here, even in digital home search, 20% of buyers consider information about upcoming open houses very useful website features. While 12% look for virtual open houses, one of the things that we still do with unresponsive leads is we typically send them a text. People that have visited our website or that are in our database, we randomly send them a text that say, the unresponsive ones. We say, hey, and we use their name, Mark, Jacob. You visited our website a while ago. Listen, I have a list of open houses for you for this weekend. I'm not sure if you're in town. Would you like me to email that or text it over to you? Something along those lines. And the ratio that we get back from our database, it typically runs around 19% of those people that have been unresponsive responded. We did one study last year out of a small, it was 1,000, just a little over 1,000 people that we sent this text to, that 19% responded back. Now, some responses are F you, who the hell are you? We counted that as a response, but other responses were text me, email it to me, right? And so this is why we love that text. Alex says, I sat an open house this past weekend. I met plenty of people who have been looking online for the past 6 months, right? That's what happens, man. You start online and then you end up in person. That's just the way it happens. 5% of buyers found real estate agents to work with from open house signs, while 4% met their agents during an open house visit. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've met some of my clients for the first time at open houses.
Absolutely. The first house I ever sold, the dad walked in, he said, I'll buy it for my son. Simple. Open house.
How about you, Jacob?
Yeah, same. I've had people come in that are just, hey, I saw your sign going down the street, figured I'd stop in. I'm not really looking for a house, and they end up buying it.
Yeah, that's it. And look, these are the latest stats from NAR. They came out late last year. I think it was October that they came out in. So just a few months back, they're from NAR. So 2022. Jacob, what are you going to eat? Because it's pie day.
It is nothing. My fiance made me a salad.
Oh, look at that. Looks pretty healthy.
It looks healthy. I don't know how it tastes, but I was just sliding it over to the side.
It tastes healthy too.
Rabbit food's always good.
Oh, I love it. All right. Here we go. 43% of listing agents use open houses to market listings, while 6% utilize virtual open houses. We still do virtual open houses as well. We do more like a Matterport. But look, this is just telling you that open houses still work. The key is you've got to actually work the open houses. Claim number one, open houses don't bring buyers. I hear this all the time. It's open houses bring liars. I hear that all the time. And I'm like, no. You haven't met Mark. Because the key is when people are coming through the open house, you've also got to know how to engage them, how to talk to them, how to finesse through this whole conversation. So, Mark, how do you do it?
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, first things first is there's like little small details, like always have, the door open instead of, closed. Always have signage set up right in front of the home. I like to have some music on and so on and so forth, very small little things like that to start it off with. And number two, it's really all about the tone. So someone walks in and immediately just, very, very warm. Hey, how you doing? I'm Mark. I'm hosting the open house. Or if it's my listing, I'll be like, hi, I'm Mark. I'm the listing agent. Welcome to my open house. And then we'll talk, converse, I ask them what brings them in today. I offer them some information about the home on the table, usually close to the entrance, as well as some like light refreshments, waters, snacks, LaCroix, whatever, Pellegrinos, whatever it may be. Anyways, from there, I kind of let them gauge what they want to do. I like to know if they want to be kind of guided through the home, have a tour, or if they want to have their own space, because not every single person wants a tour. They don't. Not every single person wants you to walk with them. So gauging them on that, and you can find out pretty fast just by talking to them briefly and just their body language. And that's something that you'll just pick up with over time. And then from there, just checking in with them throughout the process. And I like to ask engaging questions like, what brings you into the neighborhood today? Are you a neighbor, or are you relocating? Why'd you pick my open house? How'd you find me? Just like Jacob said, sometimes it's the signs. A lot of times it's online, right? And then kind of figuring out from there, so what'd you think about the home? Oh, it's not really for us, so on and so forth. And then from there, finding out what they're looking for: bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, location. Why are they looking? Is it, for a family member? Is it for them? And then from there, this is the hook. Is you ask them, are you working with anyone, and say no, we are, or yes, we are, whatever it may be. And then you ask them, you say, well, I come across properties similar to this one and others that actually are kind of similar to what you're looking for, that are off market. So the sellers are looking to sell the home, but they don't want to go on the market. They just want to sell it to one buyer, and that's it. Would it be okay with you if I sent you those properties that are exclusive and off market that are still potential sales? And they say yes, about 95% of the time. You say, okay, great, awesome. What's the best phone number for you? And they give you the correct phone number 95% of the time. And then from there, you follow up with them, send them coming soon, send them properties that you may know that are off market, but you also send them homes that are on the market still, right? Hey, just thought about you, thought this would be a great option for you. Let me know if you want to take a look at this weekend or whatnot. And that's simple as that. It's really that easy. I think you're on.
I'm going to create a question here really quick. Hold on. Because Jacob asked a great question. Do you use a sign-in sheet? Yes or no? Let's go and do this.
This is cool. Are you going to do like a little poll?
Yeah. I'm going to see if I can turn on the poll right now and activate it. Let's see. Launch. All right. You should see a little poll. Just do me a favor. Answer it. Just do you use a sign-in sheet?
Oh, lame. I can't answer. Hosts and panelists can't vote.
Yeah, you guys can't. You guys can just tell me. Do you?
Yeah, I have one present.
I don't. No.
Funny. I carry a piece of paper with me. I don't have them. So, I mean, does that count? Does that count as a sign-in sheet if I'm carrying the paper and signing in for them?
Right. I have, so I have it present. I have it present next to the information. And if there's a buyer that comes in that's like a whirlwind and they're just running through, I'll say like, hey, would you mind signing, blah, 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 blah. Because they're not looking to connect right then and there. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to, try and jump on them. But most of the time, almost 100% of the time, what I do is what I just said earlier, and I get their information. I'm not kidding, 95% of the time, whether they have an agent or whether they don't, as long as they don't have a buyer broker agreement. No, so to answer your question, yeah, I have one. Do I use it though? Not really.
Not the way that most people. Okay, I like that. So about 30% of you answered the question, and 84% said yes. That's pretty good, right? So some type of a sheet. I like that. So I stopped sharing that one. Let's go back now to our sheet. All right. Oh, that's the wrong sheet. Tell me if it's loading. There it is. Perfect. All right. And for those of you who don't have this, Jacob, I know, just posted it up one more time. Number 2, in today's social media age, open houses aren't effective. So it's actually the opposite. If you use social media to promote the open houses, you get more people showing up. And we've seen that quite often. We ask people, where did you come from? Instagram. I don't get as much Facebook anymore, but I do get Instagram. We also get LinkedIn in some cases. Jacob, I know you're heavy on Instagram, so you probably get most of your social media visitors from Instagram.
Yeah, like the last open house I had, we had 146 people come through in 2 days, and out of all of those, I think like 65 of them came from social media.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how you use social media for open houses.
Yeah, and what I do is a little different for the people that like aren't as heavy on social media or Instagram in particular. I make like a little open house flyer, and then I just DM it to like 200 people, agents, neighbors. I don't even care. Like anybody that suggested that I might know, I just shoot it to them. And I say like, hey, I'm having an open house. Feel free to swing by. Would love to meet you in person. And so many people respond and are like, hey, I'm not looking. I don't live in California or whatever, but like great content. I'm going to definitely follow you. Stay in touch. You know what I mean? And you meet a ton of people that way.
I like that. That's really good, dude. I like that. And look, we've only got 9 minutes left. I'm not going to get through the whole PDF. So I'm going to skip towards
Elena has a pretty good question, though. We should answer
what's
that.
her question?
What CRM do you tend to send that text? And also what CRM website do you use? For like the open houses.
Jacob, do you use
So-
social media as your CRM?
Yeah. So I send the text, so to say, through Instagram as a DM, direct message. So I physically go to their profile, click message, and send it to every individual person. Is it fun? No, but it's how you meet people. And then, once I'm at the open house and people actually give me their info, I dump them into Chime or Follow a Boss to continue with them.
Yeah. So the answer is we're going to where people are and we're messaging them through there.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're not on social and we're blasting out, we're using Chime. Chime has an easy feature to text the open house to people, to mass text it to everyone that it matches that criteria for. So it's super easy.
Right.
And Follow Up Boss is great as well. We use both. Follow Up Boss. Oh, I noticed that I put Chime and Follow Up. I meant Chime and Follow Up Boss. All right, let's go to, if I miss any questions, guys, just interrupt me too. Let's go to the bottom portion of this, which is tips on hosting an open house. I skipped the whole middle portion so you can take a look at it on your own. This is tips on hosting an open house. Number 1, target homes at the average price point. I think one of the things that sometimes we make a mistake on is that we try to blanket everyone and saying, hey, we're having an open house. Everyone's invited, which is what we typically want to do. But if you're doing it online or digitally, if you can target those people that would probably most likely want to buy that home, they're either downsizing into it or they're upsizing into it. I think that becomes a lot better. And if you're able to do that digitally, like we are, even better. And if you're going to door knock, right, and you put a lot of effort into this, it's great that you're meeting the neighbors, because some neighbors are curious. They want to, especially on the first open house, like Mark does. What was that? 5 across? No, 10 in front and 5.
10-10-20 rule.
There you go. Tell me what that is, and then I'll go into what I'm saying.
Yeah. So 10-10-20 rule is you have one house, the subject house. It either A, just sold, just listed, went into escrow, pending, whatever, right? 10 houses to the right of it, 10 houses to the left of it, and the same thing across the street, hence the 20, right? Statistically speaking, within 12 months, one of those homes will transact in the next 12 months, whether that be that they list, or they go up for rent, or they sell, or they something. will happen typically statistically in the next 12 months.
Perfect. So with that, what you also want to do, if you've allotted time for this, is to find who would move into my neighborhood that I'm trying to sell here. If I'm selling a house that's a house, like an entry-level house, and you know that there's a complex of townhomes or condos not too far away, because again, NAR stats, and I didn't show you this, but most people move within an 18-mile radius, right? Who would have thought that? There you go. So you find townhomes that if they are going to sell, they would upgrade to a house. You door knock those and you say, hey guys, we're having an open house, right? Then you make it a whole afternoon on those. You hit up 300 townhomes or between a few days. That becomes a strategy. All right. Number 2, branding with signs. I know we always suggest putting up 20, 25 signs, but the challenge becomes like, I don't know about you, but the worst part of open houses for me are signs. I hate putting signs up. It's like, isn't that the worst? I'd do a poll, but then it takes too long to put it up. Is that the worst part of the open house?
Yes, but may I throw a suggestion out there?
Tell me, Mark.
So at our brokerage, there's individuals like admin who work there who are willing, because they don't work on the weekends. They're willing to for money. They're willing to go and put up your signs for you.
I like that.
Yeah, like $100 to put up locally to put up 10 signs.
Yeah,
So
I like that.
something to think about in your own brokerage.
Good idea. Look, or somebody's friend. I know Jacob's got a lot of local friends that if we pay them a certain amount, they might put up some signs for us and take them down. Because look, putting up signs is one thing, taking them down is a whole another labor-intensive thing I hate.
So
Okay.
I have a simple question real quick. Speaking of signs, and it's like, there's so many people, it's not even a question, statement, that just run and put the sign out. I started when I was like first starting, I would take my sign and like fashion show it down the street, basically, where like, they're all on the street corners of like stoplights and stuff like that. So I would, ring girl it with my sign across the street. And I got so many people that would like roll their window down and be like, let me get your number. And I'd like hold the sign up and they'd take a picture of it because they thought it was funny. And that's how I got my first client. Was walking across the street with my sign.
That's funny, man.
Yeah.
That's fun. I like that. All right, draw their attention. Speaking about drawing their attention, Jacob.
There you go.
Drawing their attention. I think one thing that is easily overlooked is when people are driving by the open house, sometimes based on what they see on the outside, they decide not to go inside. So it's important to draw as much attention to it as you can from there. It's like a garage sale. You guys ever been garage selling? Like you're just kind of like, I don't think I'm going to stop by that garage sale. They don't just have it. They don't have enough. So make it enticing.
When there's donuts, we stop at the garage sale.
Dude, I'm stopping by. I mean, it's pie day. If they have pie, I'm stopping.
There we go.
Door knock, which we talked about. Yes, do the Mark 20-10-10 rule, 10-10-20 rule. What the hell is it? 10-10-20 rule. I'm never going to get it right. And I've heard it.
It's just 10, 10, and 20.
7-2-5.
No.
And then this is the best one because a lot of us just don't do it. How many people do you talk to? Guys, since both of you coach, Jacob, you coach our team. Mark, you coach the office and for a brilliant tribe. How many people you talk to that just don't follow up with open house leads? It's like, what the hell just happened? You spent so much preparing and you spent so much time during the open house and yet you're not going to follow up.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things too is like not the. I mean, if it's the desire not to follow up, it's like, what are you doing? But if it's like the systems that are in place where you just forget, one of the best suggestions I have for you is literally before you leave, like the open house, have your computer or your phone and literally input the individuals that you got from your open house into your CRM, like right there, and set a reminder to call them either that night, that day, or the next day, or whatever it is that's appropriate. That way you literally cannot forget about them because they're in your CRM. And if you forget about them in your CRM, then we have another conversation and you need to sign up for one-on-one coaching.
Yeah, I mean, look, sign up for one-on-one coaching. That was the other part I was going to add to this, because the fifth part to this is follow-up. And we've got this great, you can put this up on Agent Legend, which is where we have it. And guys, I don't know if either of you have ever used this, but you guys are good at following up. But the auto text or auto follow-up is a voicemail text, email text, day 2, day 3, an email, day 5, day 10, day 15. It's just a way that when you add somebody into Agent Legend, it automatically drops all this so you don't forget to. And if they respond back, it stops. But I mean, it's as easy as, look at this is an email or a video email, subject line, I know you. So here's a little bit about me, right? Here's my website info, Facebook, Instagram, Zillow reviews, all that stuff. And then little text like, yeah, I'll definitely share that. Look, day 5. Not sure if you're in town. Remember that whole one I sent you that's important? This is where you get 19% of the people that haven't responded back. Not sure if you're in town next few days, but I have a list of open houses. Do you want me to text that or email it to you? Yep. Why? Because this is how we found them. Of course they want a list of open houses. So anyway, we get that too.
Christian wants to know, is this already an Agent Legend like this, or is it? Yeah, it is like that, isn't it? Yeah.
No, I created that for Agent Legend. I don't know if they have it for everyone on Agent Legend, Kristen.
Really?
I'll drop it in here and you guys can upload it
as an exclusive.
Yeah, this is, there you go. Have fun with that one. And then let me go back to our sheet. And then we'll go to number 6. I think we're almost wrapping up here. We always go over, guys. I don't think we've ever did we finish on time last week? We didn't finish.
No, I think Jacob and I ended up staying longer, and you even had to leave.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That was a really good one. Damn, that was a good one. All right, number 6, put your house, open house, on Facebook Live or Instagram, right? Or LinkedIn does so well on lives. I know you two have not tried LinkedIn Live, but they do so freaking well. And or put on YouTube Live if you're using it that way. Instagram Live or Facebook Live is probably the easiest. And I'm not saying do the whole thing on live. Like, I don't want to watch people just walking by the whole time for 3 or 4 hours. Pick a little bit of time before the open house, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, go through your favorite features of the house and then just showcase it. And that's the end of this one, guys. I didn't go through all of this, but I did give this all to you. Our team does this. Our team puts this together once a month for white paper. So we always pick a real estate topic, give it out to you. And look, if you're looking for coaching, because I know it's getting harder for a lot of agents out there, Mark runs the group coaching along with myself, and we'll get Jacob involved somehow in the next few months in there as well. Kirsten, white paper is this Dropbox link that I was sharing, the PDF. Let me see if I can add that. While I'm looking for it, Mark, the original link, can you share what you teach on the group coaching calls?
Sure. Yeah. I'll just give you an example of what I'm coaching tomorrow, because it's tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm actually going to be coaching. I'm really actually looking forward to it. It's an investor session and why we need them in this current market, especially with the rates changing, and how they are a extremely beneficial source of business, and also where to get them today in our current market with our current tech. So I'm going to be going over how to basically expand your business and acquire, 1 to 5, maybe even 10 extra deals a year through investors, especially in this current changing market. So really looking forward to it. So that's that one.
I like it. So look, reach out to us. And of course, we didn't put a link for group coaching, but we did put a link to all the free shit we're giving out. I don't even know, Mark, where's our, I don't even know where to go.
Oh man. Yes. I got it right here. Here, I'll
have it. Unbelievable.
Just a second.
This is the part we suck. We suck at telling you to come and pay for group coaching. There it is. I found it. Like, if you have questions,
I found it.
I found it first, Mark.
Um,
If you have questions, click on my link. Don't click on Mark's link. I'm joking.
let's do a poll. I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah, let's do a poll. All right. So look, when you think of Pi Day, and then I'll leave you with this. Are you thinking apple pie type things, or are you thinking pizza pie?
Whole time.
No.
Apple.
I'm asking you.
I am honestly thinking of an actual like a pie, not a pizza pie.
Oh, okay.
So apple.
I was thinking apple pie. Let's see what everybody says.
Everyone,
Us-
not pizza, always pizza. Pumpkin, key lime, apple, pizza pie, pizza. Usually pizza pie, pizza, blueberry, apple.
Okay, so it makes it so fruit type of pie. Jacob, what about you?
Bakery pie. Yeah, like a
Bakery
pie
pie?
pie. Yeah.
Chocolate. What about
Let's see.
pineapple pie? Pizza.
Pineapple pie. I've never had pineapple pizza pie.
Oh, got
Pineapple
you.
pizza pie.
I got you there.
Pineapple with ground beef
Pie.
from
Not
from
pizza,
Ameche.
just a pie.
Ameche. Have you ever gone to Ameche's Pizza?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I love Ameche's. All right, guys. Have an awesome day. Thank you, Jacob. You rock. Mark, thanks for showing up, man. We appreciate you and love you. Tomorrow's group coaching.
Yes.
And tune in next week. If we don't see you in group coaching, we'll see you next week.